friends. This one is going to be kind of, I think, well, it'll be an easy one tonight. Although it actually took me a while to get it so that I could make it easy to draw.
Oh.
It's not that difficult of a thing, but I was having trouble myself being like, how do I teach this? So
Paul's calling it right out of the gate.
Paul's calling it. He is
Shamrock.
Crazy. I mean, I don't know where you'd even get that idea from, but we'll see. We'll see. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out. By the way, if you've never done this before, you're invited to join in. All you need is a scrap of paper, the back of junk mail, a Post-it note, and a ballpoint pen. If you have anything colorful nearby, that's great, but just something to write with and something to write
Remember in
on.
high school when you just write on your hand? Did everybody do that in high school?
Like the answers to the test?
Well, I actually didn't mean that. But like you just draw on yourself because that's how bored you were in class? Or was that just me?
I just used my notebook to doodle in. But
all right, well,
you be you, Kim. You be you. Okay, what we're going to do here first is we're going to start out with a V. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And I always have the total dad joke every time. I always want to be like, oh, that's it? That's it.
Oh.
If you watch enough of these, you've already heard me say that a few times.
Wah, wah. Where's that one? Do we have that one? Yeah, we got to.
Meanwhile, we're going to draw an upside down V. Okay? So we got two V's upside down.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Right side up. And now we're going to draw another V on its side. Like that. And let's keep the symmetry going. Get basically a greater than, less than signs here. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to draw little butt cheeks in between some of these lines.
That word makes me smile.
Butt cheeks, right?
Butt cheeks.
And we're going to connect those up. And obviously we're going to see right away that Paul somehow is clairvoyant.
This is...
I don't know
He's
how.
been to a lot of these.
Yes, he
right?
has. So you just add these little 4 butt cheeks. And you've got
I think that
clover.
should be the word of the day. If you hear butt cheeks, you should be able to.
Butt cheeks. Combine marbits and butt cheeks.
Marbits.
All right, and then I'm going to draw a couple lines down like this.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of taper them out at the bottom a little bit. And then connect it, and there's our stem.
Which, by the way, it's hard for me to, you can kind of see Jason drew one on my cheek, but you didn't use this technique, did you?
I actually kind of did.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's kind of hard to draw that small.
It too good. There we go. Yeah, that's kind of tricky with paint, no less.
So I'm going to fill this in, and then we're going to have a little bit of fun, because we're not just, if you've watched any of these, you know we're not just going to leave with a lame, boring shamrock.
Because, there's people right now, they're like, oh, big surprise, who knew, right? Like, is this it?
This is not it.
No. Is it going to be Baby
Oh,
Yoda?
hells no.
Oh, Steven. But why?
All right. So, there we go. There's our 4-leaf clover.
All right.
And erase that out a little bit.
See, Mary Beth Updike went to the same high school I did. In fact, her mom was my first grade teacher, you guys. And I still have such a wonderful place in my heart for your mom, Mary Beth, as you can only imagine, because she's just such a great lady. And she said that must have been a Marquette thing because she wrote on her hand too, as did most of her friends. So that was
something in the water in Ottawa. I'll tell you. All right, so we're gonna put a little smiley face and eyes in here. Of course. Now this is where you can have a little bit of fun. You can we're gonna make a bow, and it's kind of ingenious here because where you put the bow helps indicate what kind of character you want to create here. So if I wanted to create like a girl 4-leaf clover, I draw a circle,
a little hair bow,
and a couple little triangles, and then I might just kind of fill that in.
Little red bow, that's adorable.
Right? Just like that.
That's nice.
And maybe I want to do little dots in there, a little bit like Minnie Mouse, right?
Oh, yeah.
So she's totally adorable. Or I could undo that Isn't that fun? Whoa, not that.
No, don't take a smile.
Actually, yeah, I'm going to do that because I'm going to do a little something different here.
What?
So this is one of the things, I don't know if I've ever drawn this like this, but one of the things I like to do is like a smiling face where I draw an upside down triangle, and then I draw a line right there, okay, and color in the bottom part, and then I make the top part white. It's kind of like he's a laughing dude.
Like his little tooth, like his big tooth
his
up there.
Tooth up on the top.
That's cute.
Okay, and so then down here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the same bow,
a little more
but it's going to turn into a bow tie. And we'll give him the red.
Oh, he's dapper.
Because red and green are actually complementary colors.
Just like sports teams.
And we're going to give this guy stripes.
A little callback to last week for those of you who show up every week. Oh, that's adorable.
So there you go. And then, you could add some little details. You could add a little bit of a couple lines here, maybe a little bit darker, and kind of put a little bit of detail in here. And I could make give it a little volume with some highlights.
Can you give him like a monocle?
I could, yeah.
Yeah, you could. A little cane.
Was he Mr. Peanut all of a sudden?
Oh, that's cool. I like that. That changes it.
So it just gives a little bit more depth. Okay. And let's do the monocle. We'll do the monocle.
Everything's cuter with a monocle. I don't know why people don't actually use monocles anymore. Probably because they need real glasses with two eyes, but apparently that was a thing.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen someone actually wearing a real monocle in real life. That
Maybe we'll have
part
to
of a
do
play.
Like the history of the monocle coming up.
There you go. I think we should.
It's adorable.
So there you go. We want to see your lucky guy or lucky gal. Send it to KJ@escapeadulthood.com, and maybe we will share your drawings.
Martha's wondering why he's not levitating, jumping tonight.
That's your call, Martha. It's your call tonight. You can make them levitating if you would
Show
like.
us your
you can make them vibrating.
Jumping guy or girl.
Lucky guy, yeah. Okay, so last week we did the ice cream safety cone. And this is a drawing submitted to us by Polly. I love the little sprinkles in the ice cream dudes.
That is so cute, Polly. Before I forget, Megan, our neighbor, said she knows a doctor that wears a monocle.
Seriously?
That is epic.
Wow.
I want to meet him.
That is rad.
I assume it's a man. I don't know. Could be a woman, but that's pretty awesome.
I don't know if I've ever seen, like, even in movies, a woman wearing one, but I would imagine. Maybe they would.
My head's blowing up, so that's awesome.
And I don't mean to be sexist. Is like the only picture I have is like the Monopoly guy in my head, like the big bushy mustache, and that's Monocle guy or Mr. Peanut, I guess. So
I guess here's the main question, Megan.
I need more female role models who wear monocles. Is what I need.
If it's a he, does he have a bushy mustache? I think that's the biggest question, and a top hat.
I think that's obvious that he does. If I've learned anything from pop culture, is that he does have.
Is this a stereotype or is this true? So maybe you can inform us on that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, back to these awesome drawings. Polly,
the little polka dots on there,
good job,
like the sprinkles. Good job, Polly.
So and Hildy did a great job as well. Sent this one in.
Hildy talked about that this little top scoop turned into a baby. Surprise! It's a baby.
I'm seeing that now.
She's like
a little baby head.
She mentioned the baby, and I replied back to her, and I was like, "Oh!" And she's like, "No, really, seriously though, I didn't actually think anything of it until it just was a baby staring at me." I'm like, I love it when your own shenanigans can surprise you.
Now that you see it, you can't unsee it.
It's a baby on top of it.
Pretty great. Steven always does such good ones. This was not something about TARDIS, not the usual TARDIS.
I'm not
from
sure
Doctor Who.
Okay, we don't watch that. But by the way, Megan confirmed it's a woman.
Oh, that makes my night. That makes.
Yeah, baby.
Is that what you were doing? That's awesome.
Oh man, that is epic.
But
I
does
love
she
being
have a
proven
bushy
wrong.
mustache?
Oh, well, that's a whole nother issue, isn't it?
And then finally, this is a good little story, right?
Amazing. Yes, this is actually a friend that we met in Sheboygan recently, and this is their daughter Hannah, and she kind of did a little catch up with the Let's Draw episodes on YouTube. Watched a bunch of them, as you can see. She went to town, but this is pretty cool, you guys. We actually encourage this. Go to the playlist on YouTube. If you go youtube.com/escapeadulthood, all these playlists are on there, and Jenna and Jason have worked so hard to edit all these segments down to like 2-3 minutes. Okay, so if you're ever looking to share something with a friend, you might just find the 2-minute segment over there versus sharing the whole show. There's tons of these Let's Draw. 42, 43.
It's just an end by tons. You mean 42.
43 or whatever the show is this week. And so I'm glad to see Hannah enjoyed just pushing play all and having fun, which is kind of a fun way to spend an afternoon.
Did a great job too, by the way.
She did. They're adorable. Hannah. I love the snail. It's so cute.